I was watching a stream in the front row, rowing and paddling. I can't even get that right. Cars, sports, what's going on here? But yeah, but I like that because there's a rhythm about paddling or rowing, as I call it. And the reason I love this song is because in relationships of any kind, I always believe that sometimes you can row and sometimes you cannot. Sometimes we row together and sometimes we do not row together. And what's beautiful about it, and I'll just speak from my own personal relationship, the one thing that I know that I'm married to is a definite rower. And she rose from that incredible internal place that says, we're all in this together. And that's the way I want to look at our new year as we go into it as a center, as an Institute of Magnificence, that we actually go in rowing together, which we always do, or paddling if you're in his boat. So that was just it. A lot of people don't always hear the meaning behind the song. And so today, I am awake. That is the talk title. But am I really awake? That's the question I ask myself. And this is an interesting time of the year for me because I like to take stock of what it is to be awake. It's nice to use these wonderful flowery words, I'm awake, I'm awake. But what does that really mean to us? And sometimes it means something individually, does it not? For me, what I'm learning about being awake is really being aware, to be fully aware, and to be totally present. And if you think that's an easy thing to do, I'd like to actually talk with you and get some of your tips, because to be totally present, I did it this morning. While I was ironing the shirt, I just said, instead of being all the way in the shower or whatever, but I was in the shower, not that we need that visual, but I was in the shower, and here's the thing. I could feel the bottoms of my feet touching the surface. That's present. And I'm not there a lot of times, folks, because I got other things going on. I am manipulating my world like you wouldn't even believe at times. Micromanaging it all. Until I take that moment to say, no, I am present as spirit. I'm not going to solve another problem with the same thing that created it. I'm going to take this power that I know is mine, and I am using it. And that's all we're expected to do on a moment-to-moment, a practice-to-practice moment. So I have a friend, his name is Curtis C. He lives in, I don't know where he lives, Alabama, I believe, somewhere out there. And he told me this, and it stuck with me 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. He used to talk about his grandma, Miss Minerva, little southern Miss Minerva. And he lived with her, and she raised him, and she would wake up every morning come in to where he was sleeping, and she would say, rise and shine. It's time to meet your greatness. I don't know how you all woke up, but I'm going to tell you, I thought I might be great, but I didn't have my mom walking in going, rise and shine. I had her go, we're going to be late for school, and I'm going to be at work at 8 o'clock. And then, so it wasn't quite that dramatic, but rise and shine. Rise and shine. It's time to meet your greatness. It's time to be who you truly are. It's time to, stop acting small. What did they say? I heard this man the other day was talking, and he said, we are the source of life. We're the source of God. Why would we be acting any other way? Why would we pretend, and I do mean pretend, to just be human and the small, not a cosmic force at all? Why would we do that? I don't know, and that's something for us all to look at. I used to have a very, very interesting relationship with sleep. I was not a fan of sleep. And it really got me thinking today, because we're talking about being awake. But sometimes we have to find out what is our relationship with rest and sleep and all of that stuff. So I'm going to let you know a little chronological little date for Patrick where he went on. So as a little kid, I was afraid to sleep because it was not safe. I get it now. I had to stay awake and alert. That is not healthy, I am awake. That means that you are on constant alert for something happening. And some of us live that way today for whatever reason, wherever one is at, right? So I looked at that and I said, okay, well, let's really look at, because I had, all the way up until maybe my 30s, I had a horrible judgmental thing about sleeping. I thought sleeping was lazy. You could be doing another job while you're sleeping. When I was a young man, I didn't want to sleep then because I was afraid of missing out on something. I was very afraid. That FOMO, I believe they call it nowadays. I didn't want to sleep. And my mom, I got so much, I remember my mom saying, come on, Patrick, just get some rest, sleep. You got school, you got this and that. And I would say, I have plenty of time to sleep when I'm dead. And she would be like, he is bold. That kid is bold. So I went down this line and I went, how can you have this feeling about sleep? And a guy at the gym yesterday said to me, I said, how you feeling? Because he's kind of recovering. He goes, no, I'm napping all the time, man. I go, well, that's good. Nap's good. I said, I love a 20-minute power nap. No, I sleep like 2 hours. And I went, I could hear the little bell going off. Judge, judge, judge. 2-hour nap? I said, that's sleeping. That's what we went to bed for the 2 hours. And then he was laughing. He goes, I've always loved sleep. I said, then just embrace it. Embrace it. So it goes on to say, but we're here to talk about I am awake. So now, where am I in my life now? I love sleep. It's a precursor, as I put it, to being totally awake, alive, and aware. And I know that feeling, and sometimes when I can't sleep, it's very, very interesting to me because my thoughts are going all over the place. And now, these days, it's been very hard for me to sleep, but not because I'm worried, because I'm becoming very alive. And it's always at 3 o'clock in the morning. Good old Wayne Dyer would let us know a little bit about him waking up every day at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I thought to myself, wow, and I thought, this world, I feel so expanded right now. I feel like there is such potentiality for all of us to wake up to the greatness, as Miss Minerva would say. So, this is my new motto. I hide nothing from myself, and I let nothing pass me by. I don't want to miss any more golden moments by being in a future moment or being in my past. Does that make sense? Yeah. Is it easy? It's simple idea, but is it easy? No. That's what I think people get simple and easy confused. Because it is a simple concept, but you have to work it. So I don't want to leave you on this wonderful pre-New Year's without giving you a little bit of, I said it on Christmas Eve, you are not too old to start over. You are too old to keep doing what is not working. And it always bears repeating. You are not too old to start over. You are too old to keep doing what is not working. And guess what happens when you realize you're doing it? You just start over again. Just start again. Don't throw it out. Like I have a tendency sometimes when I'm working on a project, if it doesn't work out, I'm trying to lose weight, do whatever it is. The minute I go off of it for a minute, I go, oh, that's it, I'm done. I'm going, the feeling. It's like you're trying to be, the minute you go off, because I'm one of those, I want to go straight forward with it. But I'm going to give you a couple of things to work on. While you're floating in the quantum field. The first one's going to be this. Now, I'm going to use the word want. So everybody, I'm going to change your your tape for you, because a lot of people say, I don't like to want, because it means you're going after it. But for the sake of Natalie Reed, who wrote the book Quantum Life, because I nabbed this from her, and it blew me away, and it was so life-changing for me. And it said, so what do you want? Now, in every session I have, we talk. Do we not, those who have been with me? And then finally I say, what do you require? What are we really here for? Because we're all like, you're doing the dance. And then finally, at the end, it's like, wow, that's what we're here for. Now the light is on. I am awake. So the first question you say to yourself, now it's the third part of this that's exciting. So hang with me. The first one is, what do you want? What do you require? How do you want to live? How do you want to feel? How do you want to love? How do you want to praise this incredible, incredible thing called our lives? We woke up this morning. Wasn't that fabulous? I was thinking of the alternative. I don't want to, right at this particular time. So what do you want? So get your little journals out, not now, but what do you want? Then it's, let's unlock the why, baby. Why do you want it? I was with somebody who's going through some really stuff physically. And I remember some of my training, the question is, I don't want to die, right? I don't want to die. But the question is, why do you want to live? Why? Oh, that gives me not wanting something doesn't thrill me as much as when I go, I have something. Why do I want to live? Does that make sense too? It's not that dying is a bad thing. We know that we're all on that trajectory, but it's not. So unlocking the why you want to do it, and this, you ready? Why do you not want it? Why do you not want it? And I'm going to tell you right now, I heard that third question. I said to Rita, there must be a typo. There's a typo here. Because here's the real deal. Like it or not, you're free of choice. You don't even have to take it in. Why do I not want it? I had to really sit with that. And I said, what is she talking about? If there is something that I require in my life from the very depths of my being, and I want to experience that, live that, love that, be with that, that's my experience, and I don't have it, then there is something in me that needs exploration. Because there's something I don't want. And sometimes it's called the payoff. Sometimes I don't want to have to work that hard. Sometimes I don't want it because I'm scared. Sometimes because I'm going to be on tour, I'm going to have my books, and we're going to be that. And then you start thinking about it a little bit, and you go, that's a lot of attention. And though you think I like attention, I do. But there's also things that are scary. Does that make sense? Why do you not want it? Is your powerhouse. For you to go in, for me to go in and say, this isn't occurring in my life. What part of me is blocking that so that I can get back to the real why of what I want to do? Does that make sense? It doesn't have to. Change my life. Because looking at that question is leading me back home to what I truly desire and truly require. But if I'm avoiding that question, I won't take responsibility for that. I have to take responsibility for a part of me doesn't want it for whatever reason. And then once I just go like this and look at it, I go, oh. So yeah, I'm a real believer in payoffs. That everything I do in my life, there's a payoff. And sometimes that doesn't always feel so good. Because I'm thinking, well, I didn't want that. That's ridiculous. And that's not what we're saying. This isn't a blame game. So I ask and invite us on this wonderful, almost New Year's. is to remember we're not alone. We love getting busy, getting things done, but we're not alone. There's a power. You're here because of that power. You're here because of that. Call it whatever you want. We're here because of that thing called love. Yeah. So I'm going to say this once, and I'm going to say it only once. Rise and shine. Rise and shine. Rise and shine. Ah, and let's meet our what? Oh, what? Huh? Oh, so I'm going to have you do, I'm a cheerleader at heart. I am awake. I am alive. I am. And so it is.